There's an exciting new Warhammer RPG on the horizon. We have a variety of new models to take a look at, and more in this week's Hobby News. I'm Angela, you're watching Hobby Night, now let's get to it. Let's start by talking about the Warhammer RPG that was announced by Cubicle 7 at Gen Con this year, because it is going back to the old days of Fantasy Flight and Black Industries RPG system, the D100 system, which I'm very excited for. The other very intriguing thing about Imperium Maledictum, which is what they're calling the new RPG, is that it's going to be more focused on the role-playing aspects of it. You're going to be an Imperial citizen who's doing jobs for your patron, whether it be a rogue trader or an inquisitor, whatever. And you're going to be going through the world and seeing how your influence can get you things. And it seems like it's going to be focused, like I said, a lot more on the role-playing side of role-playing games, which I'm personally excited for because I tried Wrath and Glory, which is what Cubicle 7 also has made for GW and is set in the 40K universe. And it was okay, but I always felt that it was a little bit more of a combat-driven game rather than a role-playing game. And I was really looking for a role-playing game when, you know, Fantasy Flight doesn't have the license anymore for Dark Heresy or Rogue Trader or any of the titles that they made. So the fact that Cubicle 7 is doubling down on that role-playing element, I'm super hyped. I can't wait to learn more and when it's going to be coming out. Moving over to the world of miniatures, we're going to talk about the full reveal of what's coming in the next Kill Team box, Into Darkness, which I think is a really cool set because not only do we see the full 20 squad of the Kroot, which I think are all very delightful. Every single one of those models I actually very much enjoy. The Kroot Hounds, they are good pups and I want more of them. I know you can probably buy more of them separately, but this set's really good. Plus, I actually do think the Imperial Navy Breachers are pretty rad, especially the cat unit that comes with them, as well as the Geist Skull. Those two elements I just think are a really nice touch, and I love seeing those other elements of the 40K world brought to life in miniature form. Plus, we now know exactly what the terrain is going to look like, and I actually think it's pretty cool. I know sometimes walls and doors aren't the most exciting thing to get, especially for war games, because generally you're not wanting to play quite in so tight of spaces. But for me personally, I actually love seeing these kinds of sets come out because one, I like using these sets in my RPGs, and since we just talked about how there's Imperium Maledictum coming out, these might be usable in that, and I can set up really cool interiors, and that just very much excites me. Plus, I actually think there's a really awesome level of detail on these that just I haven't seen on some of the walls previously. Like, I think the last time where I got really detailed walls was with the Orc set. So just seeing more of that come to fruition is fantastic. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's coming next week because, you see, it's my birthday next week, and I might have bought myself a little bit of an early birthday present as a surprise, and they are the entire Joy Toy Astra Militarum Krieg models. I am super excited to open these with you, so make sure to tune in next week when I'll be unboxing the entire 6-man team. Next, we're going to talk about all the big reveals that are coming to the Lord of the Rings game, because there was a lot this weekend. I think Games Workshop was trying to grab onto that Gen Con hype, so let's go ahead and talk about all these new models. First up, we have a brand new 2-player starter set. If you have been wanting to go back to Gondor, well, this is the time, because the 2 armies that are coming in it are going to be a Gondor army with 3 Gondor heroes, as well as some warriors and rangers, as well as their opponents, which is going to be Gothmog, a lieutenant of Sauron, who looks really cool. I especially like his mounted unit, but he also comes with the on-foot figure, as well as 24 different orc models and 1 troll who also looks pretty rad. Now, everything that you need to get started with the game is coming in this box, including the rulebook and everything to get going. So if you've been wanting to jump in, this might be a great new starter set to pick up once it's out. Additionally, if you're already into the game, maybe these armies don't really excite you or anything like that, well, you can check out some of the new Battle Host boxes that will also be coming out alongside the 2-player starter set. There are 4 in particular, and these are a great way to just expand your armies, honestly. There's a Mordor one that's going to have 32 different miniatures in it. We've got an Isengard one, which is going to have 48 different miniatures in it. The Minas Tirith, which is going to have 33 miniatures in it. And then a Rohan set, which honestly is the one that I think I'm the most excited about, or if I played this, at least would be the one that I think I'd pick up, because I always really like them. I think the horses are really cool. And that's gonna have 32 miniatures in it. Now, if none of these are exciting to you, maybe you're really into the elves, don't worry, Games Workshop had some announcements for that too. In fact, we are getting a brand new Elrond set, which is going to have Elrond on his horse, as well as an on-foot model, and then also comes with a really rad-looking banner elf that comes with just like, he's in full armor, he's got this really cool sculpted banner with a really great detail on it, and personally, you know me, if you've been following this channel for a really long time, any kind of model or figure that comes with a banner, I absolutely love. Now, if you aren't specifically wanting Elrond, then there are going to be a couple of other options that you can get from Forge World specifically, and that is going to be Glorfindel, the Lord of the West, who looks pretty cool. He also has an on-mount model as well as an on-foot model. And then there's also Rumiel and Orofin, which are 2 brothers, which I don't know a whole lot about, but honestly, the models are pretty cool. I do like the way that they pose all of the elves. They're subtle, but like there's a lot of energy to them, and I really, really dig that, and especially in these 2. And then finally, we have 3 guards of Galadriheim, the Galadriheim Court. Sorry, I mispronounced that slightly. Lord of the Rings is not super my jam, but I do really think these look cool as well. If you just want like a Royal Guard looking set, this is a really rad one. Plus, they're probably gonna be pretty darn good in the game as well. It's that time of the video where I interrupt to tell you about my Patreon and to let you know that we just added a Discord server, which all tiers get access to. So if you're wanting a way to chat with me, share with me your projects, or just tell me what board games you're playing, definitely make sure to check the link below and check out my Patreon. Last but not least, we're moving into Horus Heresy because we actually had a couple of reveals this week. And we're gonna start with the more controversial of them, because the Space Wolves got an announcement for what they are getting for their upgrade sprues, and the shields on the shoulder pads I think everybody is fine with, they look great. But oh boy, the wolf-shaped helmets, there are some opinions out there, and I would love to know yours down in the comments. Additionally, we have up for pre-order right now a Dark Angels upgrade sprue, which I had actually missed. I don't know when they announced this one specifically, but these are really cool. Again, it's helmets and shoulder pads. They look rad. I don't think there's any controversy with these ones. And also coming from Forge World alongside these Dark Angel upgrade sprues is going to be Marduk Saradas, who is the head of the Dreadwing. This model looks stunning. I mean, it's a Forge World model. They tend to look stunning, although the 40K models and all the plastic kits are also gorgeous at this point because they've really upped their game. But there's just something about the Dark Angels aesthetic that I really, really like. It's just, I think it's the knights. They just look cool. Plus his sword looks really fun to paint. There's a lot of opportunity for textures and colors, as you can see from the painted sculpture that they have, you know, previewing it. I just think these look really, really cool. But let me know what your thoughts are on those Space Wolves. All right, that has been it for this week in hobby news. Let me know your opinions on those Space Wolf helmets and anything else that came out this week. And if you happen to be at Gen Con this weekend, please tell me about it in the comments. I'm so bummed that I wasn't able to go. I'll probably be going next year, but let me know what your experience was. Did you have a blast? Did you get to see all the new games? Did you pick up Betrayal at House on the Hill from Avalon Hill because I want it? Tell me all about it. I have been Angela. Before I head out, I do want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for making it so content like this can continue to happen. Without your guys' support, we wouldn't be doing this, so thank you guys very, very much. And I hope you have a wonderful hobby night.